Hi, my name's Drew and I'm going to teach you how to juggle 3 balls. Juggling is actually pretty easy. If you just follow the steps that I show you, you should be able to get it down within a few days. The key is not to just pick up 3 balls and start going for it, because that won't work for you. You need to follow the steps and take it step by step so you can get the motion down. If you can just do 3 balls right away, then you have no need to watch this video. But if you do that, you'll become stressed out and you won't know what to do. You won't have the motion down yet. You won't have the capability. You want to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, and you want your hands or your elbows at 90-degree angles, and you want your hands in. You want them in because you're going to be juggling around here. You're not going to have a big range of motion. It's just going to be right in here. Your elbows are going to be the only things moving, just in a circular motion. And you want to use something about tennis ball size, something like this. Bean bags are great. They sell bean bags and beginner kits for juggling because bean bags will absorb the hit. They won't bounce out of your hand. Paper, something like paper or wiffle balls, that's too light. That's not something to start with. It'll hit your hand and bounce out. So something tennis ball size, something with a little bit of weight is perfect. You want to just start with 1 ball. Just toss 1 ball back and forth between the 2 hands. And you're going to start in your dominant hand. When you're doing this, you just want to think about the motion that you're getting. You want to throw it at the same height every time so that the timing for each ball is the same. And I usually have it about eye level. If it's too high, it's hard to time it. If it's too low, it's too quick. So if you have it about eye level, that's perfect. When I usually juggle, you don't want to follow 1 ball. I usually just look at the peak, and then I can just see all the balls in my peripheral vision, and my brain works with my hands, and it all works out for me. And that should work for you too. But if you juggle just staring at 1 ball, the balls, you won't be able to do it. You're focusing your vision on 1 ball, and the other 2 go out of sight, and they'll fall apart. So start with 1 ball, get the coordination of going back and forth, and you make sure that you don't hit it. You don't want to bounce it back and forth and just hit it. You want to grip it, cushion it, and make a little bit of a U shape at the bottom, because that's what you're going to be doing in the end. You're not going to be moving much other than your elbows and your wrists. So once you can do 1 ball, just grab the second one. And what you want to do is when you throw the first one and it hits its peak up here, you're going to want to release the second one, but underneath the first one. So it looks like that. That's just all you do. And then once you do that, just make sure you can do that. And if you can do 2, then you're ready for a 3rd ball. I know these first 2 steps seem silly, but you need to do them. If you're skipping through this part of the video and you're just going straight to 3 balls, I don't recommend that, because you want to get a feel for what height you throw it at and how your hands handle things. So if you can do 2 balls, then you can do 3. Grab the 3rd one and have the 2 balls in your dominant hand. When you throw the first one, you created a triangle. Now when I was learning and I created the triangle, what I told myself when I released the second one was to shoot the gap. What I mean by that is when you throw the first one and you've created your triangle, you've created a gap in the right side of your body between these 2 balls. So I always told myself to shoot the gap between those, just so I can keep my mind under control. You don't need to say it out loud, just say it in your mind. If you say it out loud, you'll be thinking too much about the words coming out of your mouth and not about juggling. So if you just shoot the gap like that, that should work for you. I've taught a few people telling them to shoot the gap, and they've told me it's helped them. It keeps them calm. A lot of people get stressed out. They'll try to go too fast or overthink what they're doing, and that's fine if you do that at first. I did that a lot of times. It took me a while to learn. Then again, I was self-taught. So just do that, and once you do that, that usually doesn't happen, just try to get 3 throws and 3 catches. So 1, 2, 3, 3 throws, 3 catches. Once you can do that, keep doing it. Don't try to do any more. Keep doing that until you can do it about 10 to 20 times without dropping any balls. What you want to do is don't stare at 1 ball. Stare in the general direction. I usually look at the peak of where the balls go. That just helps me because I know where the max height is, where they're going, and I can keep everything contained right in here. Your brain will work with your hands, and if your eyes see the general area the balls are in, they'll go to where they are. So once you can do 3 throws and 3 catches, and you've perfected those 10 reps, then you can probably do 4. So do 4 throws and 4 catches. The key is not to overthink things. A lot of times when I was learning, I would just throw one, but I would forget to throw. So at first, you need to tell yourself to release the ball. You might not hit it in your hands, but as long as you get them released, then you're on the right track. So 3 throws, 3 catches. Perfect that before you keep going. Once you do that, it's not much different. Just do 4 throws and 4 catches. You want to take it one throw at a time. Make sure you're shooting the gap between the first 2 balls right here, and you should be fine. That's how I learned, and it worked for me. I'm juggling for you right now. Once you can do 4 throws, 4 catches for 10 reps perfectly, do 5 throws, 5 catches. Do 6 throws, 6 catches. And after each rep, stop and think about what you did so you can do it next time. And once you get into 7 throws, 7 catches, you're at the point where you should be juggling. If you're not, then I'm sorry. Just keep practicing, and it will come to you, I promise you. It took me a week. I didn't even think I was going to be able to do it, but it finally came to me. So if you just keep doing the steps I show you, you should be able to. If you can't, I'm sorry. I've done all I could for you, and you should be able to juggle at this point.